Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, your go-to place for smart money tips and everyday financial freedom. If you've ever felt like saving money is impossible because your budget is already stretched too thin, this video is for you. Today, we're diving into a super important question. How can you build an emergency fund even when money is tight? And trust me, this isn't one of those just save more videos. We're talking real, practical, doable strategies. So if you've got $20 in your account and a mountain of bills, don't click away. We're going to work with what you've got. Let's get into it. Why an emergency fund is a game changer. All right, before we jump into the how, let's quickly talk about the why. Why should you care about having an emergency fund? Well, an emergency fund is basically your financial airbag. Life throws curveballs all the time. Your car breaks down, you get hit with a surprise medical bill, or worse, you lose your job. And when you don't have savings, these events can turn into full-blown financial disasters. Having even a few $100s saved can mean the difference between a minor inconvenience and a major crisis. Studies show that nearly 60% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency without going into debt. So yeah, it's that serious. But here's the thing, you don't need to be rich to start saving. Let's break down how to build that safety net, one small step at a time. Set a realistic goal. Let's start with a goal. And no, it doesn't have to be thousands of dollars right away. When you're on a tight budget, think small, manageable milestones. Your first goal, $500? That's it. Not $5,000, not 6 months of expenses, just $500. That's enough to cover a minor emergency, like a flat tire, a trip to urgent care, or fixing a leaky faucet. Once you hit that goal, you can build from there. The key is to start small and stay consistent. That brings us to the next part. Know your numbers. You can't save money if you don't know where your money is going. This doesn't mean you need a fancy spreadsheet. Although, hey, if that's your thing, go for it. Start by tracking your expenses for 1 month. Write down or use a budgeting app to see how much you make, how much you spend, where you can cut back. Most people are surprised by where their money leaks. It could be $4 coffee runs, fast food, random online shopping. The little things add up. If you can find even $20 a week, that's $80 a month. That's nearly $1,000 a year, just from cutting out small, often unnecessary expenses. You don't have to eliminate all the joy from your life, but identifying a few habits to dial down can give you room to start saving. Automate your savings. This one is a game changer. Automate it. Once you've found a little wiggle room in your budget, set up an automatic transfer, even if it's just $5 or $10 a week, to a separate savings account. Out of sight, out of mind. Most banks and credit unions let you schedule recurring transfers from checking to savings. Some apps even round up your purchases to the nearest dollar and save the spare change. It's like a digital piggy bank. The less you have to think about saving, the more consistent you'll be. And consistency is what builds real savings over time. Find extra cash, even on a tight budget. All right, now let's talk about boosting your savings even more, without getting a second job. Yes, it's possible. Here are some quick ideas to bring in or free up cash. Declutter and sell stuff. Old clothes, electronics, or furniture can bring in $50 to $200 easily. Use apps like Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, or OfferUp. Cashback and rebate apps. Use apps like Rakuten, Ibotta, or Fetch to earn cash back on stuff you're already buying. Then stash the rewards in your emergency fund. Tax refund or stimulus. If you get a refund, even if it's small, consider putting at least part of it in your savings. Cancel unused subscriptions. Seriously, check your bank statement. Are you paying for a streaming service or app you forgot about? Cancel and redirect that money to your emergency fund. A little creativity and effort go a long way, especially when you're building from the ground up. Protect your fund. Okay, so you're starting to build your emergency fund. Amazing. But now comes the tough part. Don't touch it unless it's a real emergency. That means not for vacations, not for birthdays or holiday shopping, not even for buying a new phone unless your old one is literally dead. A true emergency is something unexpected, urgent, and necessary. When you protect your fund and only use it when it's really needed, it'll be there when you actually need it. Pro tip: keep your emergency fund in a separate account from your daily spending, maybe even at a different bank or a high-yield savings account online. That little bit of friction can make you think twice before dipping into it. Keep going, even when it's slow. Look, some months you'll save more, some you'll save less, and some you might not save at all. That's okay. The point isn't to be perfect. The point is to keep going. Progress over perfection. Every dollar you save is one less you'll have to borrow when life throws you a curveball. And believe me, future you will be so glad you stuck with it. Once you hit your first $500, aim for $1,000. Eventually, you might want to save 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses. But no rush. You'll get there one step at a time. Building an emergency fund on a tight budget isn't easy, but it's 100% possible. And the peace of mind it gives you? Priceless. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share it with someone who needs a little savings motivation today. Drop a comment and let me know your first emergency fund goal. Is it $100? $500? Let's cheer each other on.